Hello everyone and welcome to applying translations. So in this video I'll be working through some problems related to making functions go either left or right, in other words translations. So to start off it says state the transformations of each function based on the parent function given. So we notice here this is our parent function x squared, and we're basically asked what translations are applied to x squared so that we get to this function right here. So to start off, let's start by thinking about the vertical translations. So what I'm seeing here is in -3. From last video, you guys might remember that this basically means we're going down 3, so we can write, I'll still use red. So it's a vertical, we'll write vertical translation. And since we're going down 3 units, I'm just going to say down 3 units. There we go. We got the vertical translation down. And for the inside of this x here, I'm noticing an x minus 2. If you remember from the last video, this basically means we're going right 2 units because our parent function is x squared, remember? So we're going to go right 2 units. So we can say a horizontal, because we're going right, horizontal translation right 2 units. And there we go. We got our transformations stated. Let's move on to part B. Our parent function is the absolute value of x, so we have to figure out what transformations are applied to this based on a reference point of f of x equal to absolute value of x. So what I'm noticing here, we'll start off with the horizontal translation first. There's an x plus 4. Remember the plus 4 is attached inside the x, so that means we're working with a horizontal translation. So the plus 4 right now indicates we're going left 4 units, so we can say horizontal translation, horizontal translation, left 4 units. And for the vertical translation, we look on the outside of the function. So there's a plus 6 attached here, so that basically means we're going up 6 units. So we can say vertical translation up 6 units. There we go. We've identified all the transformations. Let's move on. So I'm going to zoom out a bit here. We have the function f of x is equal to the absolute value of x, and it says given that function, sketch the graph of y is equal to f of x minus 2 minus 4. Interesting. So if we have a function given here and we have another function based on the initial function we're given, but we also have some transformations applied. So let's just start by identifying some of them. So let me use a different color here, say blue. So in this thing I'm noticing here is we're going right 2 units because I immediately see this thing right here. That means right 2. And for this one outside here, since it's outside all the brackets, that means we're going down 4 because we have a subtraction sign here, right? So we can say down 4. And since this is our same function f, all we're doing is we're transforming this base parent function, f of x equal to absolute value x. We're just transforming that right 2 units and down 4 units, right? So let's do that really quickly. So I'm going to sketch it in the, I'm first going to draw out where it's actually going to go. So let's use our base points. So we have the point 0, 0 here. Basically, we're going to transform that right 2 and down 4. So if we go, start by right 2, so we go right 2 units, and we go down 4 units. So there we go. We're going to end up right there. So I'm going to mark that in green because our function's written in green. There we go. And same thing for another point. Let's say we want to use the point 2, 2. So we're going to go right 2 units. We're going to end up at 2, 4, and then we're going to go down 4 units. So down 2, and there we go. So let's do that in green. And hopefully you guys are getting the idea now. We're going to do the same thing for this one, just until we have a good outline. So we have 0.44, that's going to be right 2. We're going to go down and end up there. Let's go start from the negatives as well. We're going to go right 2 and then down 4. And it should look something like this. So I'll sketch that in really quickly. And there we go. We've sketched the graph of y is equal to f of x minus 2 minus 4, all we did was we applied some transformations to our base function, f of x to the absolute value of x, and we moved it right 2 units and down 4 units. So I should probably include arrows here. And to finish my answer, I'm going to say y is equal to f of x minus 2 minus 4. There we go. Let's move on. So we have another question here, and this one asks us to write the equation of the function g of x. So the function g of x is this one right here, in terms of the function f of x, and f of x is right here. So basically, in other words, what this question is asking us to here is to say what transformations must be applied to the function f of x so that we arrive to g of x. So in other words, we're going to write g of x in terms of f of x. So to start off with these questions, I'm going to say, since we're writing the equation of the function g of x, we're just going to write g of x is equal to, so basically what transformations do we have to apply to the function f of x so that we arrive at g of x? So let's just start off with a vertex, because that's a pretty identifiable point. So this is our vertex here, and this is our vertex here, and I'm going to write that in. That's at the point 2, 4, and this is at the point negative 2, comma, and I think that's 1. There we go, because right, it's between there. So how do we change the x value? So the change in x value here, in order to arrive from this point, because what we're doing is we're going from, use a different color here, we're going from this point down to this point right here. And what I'm seeing is we're going left 4 units. We can say left 4. Whoops, I should probably write that a bit neater. So we're going left 4. And we're also going, how many units are we going down? It seems like we're going down 3 units. So we can say down 3. Down 3. So how do we actually write that in terms of the equation? So we got all of our information, but we actually have to write it in terms of f of x. So what this looks like is, use a different color here, we'll go back to violet. So we're going to write f of, and how do we transform a function left? We add 4 to it, right? So we do x plus 4. And are we done? No, we're not. We're still missing our vertical translation, and we're just going down 3 units. So that's going to be minus 3. So all we did here was we wrote g of x in terms of f of x, because right, this is our f of x, so we basically transformed this function right here, left 4 units and down 3 units to arrive at our function g of x. And there we go. Those are all of our questions.